Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Top Flight Pod. You know what it is. You know what we're here to do. We're back in studio today. Beautiful Austin, Texas. I'm with the boys. We got B here to my left. Primo off-screen controlling everything on the ones and twos. Mate, we got a huge episode, a lot of information to cover in just short little time that we have today. So we're going to roll into it. But first, B, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. There's a lot. First it was all calm waters, and then boom, everything started going on, and then we're here to talk about it.
So, yeah. Two back-to-back very busy off seasons for Austin FC. Remember last year they had the new coach coming in, new designated players coming in, and this year it's been nothing short of busy for people that cover this club. And also shout out to everybody out there that has been posting information about the people that are coming into the club and also going out. I mean, there's been lives, North End, Verde Nation has also been putting out tons of information out there as well. So Austin FC fans are blessed with an amazing community of podcasters, of content creators, of media, of journalists. And, we need to get a little bit more traction on the KXANs, on the KVUs, on the, on the Fox 7 Austins. But they have a good community with the people that are on social media covering this team. But Primo, welcome to the show, mate. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. A lot of good news this week. I think a lot more than what we covered last week. But we're going to get into it.
100%,
sure.
Bro. 100%. Now, at first, Austin FC fans were kind of sad about about a big thing about Osman Bukari, his departure, but there was money coming in. But now you got guys like Joseph Rosales, which we're going to talk about here today, and also Jayden Nelson, the pacey winger from Canada, a big topic here today on the Top Flight Pod, and also some other things that we're going to sprinkle into the show. But let's send a shout out to everybody on the Patreon, everybody on the Discord. Shout out to the folks on the Discord chat. They've been getting exclusives of a lot of the stuff that has been kind of popping off. We've been sharing a lot of the stuff there first before we hit social media. So shout out to everybody on there that has been contributing to the conversation. It's been very fun, to say the least, the last couple of weeks on the chat. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
but
the notifications are flying, bro.
Yeah. But anyways, gentlemen, I want to start off first here today with maybe, I don't want to call it my favorite topic, because a lot of the news that's happening with Austin FC right now, it's positive. But I want to start off with Joseph Rosales for many reasons, and I'm going to break them down here. Well, we had the information come out from Tom Bogert. He was the one that put this info out, B and Primo. Now, Tom Bogert had reported a cash for player trade for Joseph Rosales, which was initially thought to be GAM. And everybody was saying, well, where's all this GAM coming from? But then there was an update where Tom Bogert clarified it, saying that it was a cash for player trade. That's one of the new things that has been introduced to the MLS, where you can, use money to buy players within the league. And this is something that Rodo is now exploring. And this is some of the first times that we've seen him execute something like this. So Joseph Rosales, Honduran international player, Catracho. I really like this signing. It's not made official yet, but pretty much Tom Bogert is saying that it is imminent. It's right around the corner. I love this, B, because this will unlock the Honduran community for Austin FC. When we made the post on social media, the comments were flooded with fans of the Honduras national team, La H, saying, this is more like it, Austin. Wow, I can't wait to buy his jersey. I'm very excited for this player because I follow him with the national team. Wow, he's coming to Austin. He's coming to my city. La H fans, the Honduran community is excited for this signing. And not only that, this player backs it up with actions on the field. He has really good defensive actions. You can look at his highlights. He has plenty that are up on YouTube. But going forward, he's also very good. He can play left back. He can play some role in the midfield. There's maybe rumors or speculation that he could be coming into a more defensive midfielder role for Austin FC, because let's be honest, the left back position for Austin is very full. It's occupied. You have Guilherme Biro, Kolmanič, Jon Gallagher. What's going to happen to those three names with this player coming in? Because the caliber of player that he is definitely going to be fighting for that starting role. You could say it's still Guilherme Biro's. Out of respect, he had an amazing season with Austin FC in 2025, B. I'll let you go. I know that I'm rambling. But this player definitely applies the pressure at the left back position for Austin FC. No doubt about it. He has good comments from the Mexican national team coach, El Vasco. He was asked by a journalist what surprised him the most about the Honduran national team. He said 3 players, El Choco, Edwin, and Joseph Rosales were the top 3 players from Honduras. And a lot of people are coming out and sending us DMs saying this is the best Honduran player at the national team level at the moment. There was offers for this guy, apparently from Serie A teams, which were scouting him at the Gold Cup. And not only there was serious interest from Tigres of Mexico. In fact, a lot of fans of Tigres were commenting on that post saying he was so close to Tigres, I feel a little bit salty for this move to Austin. And why? Because he's going to Austin FC for just half the price that he was going to go to Tigres for. $3 million was on the table for Minnesota for Joseph. And because of salary disputes, because they didn't want to pay him what he wanted or he didn't want to take what they were offering him, he didn't go to Tigres. And the fans were asking for him. There was media that were asking for him, but there was also media that was criticizing him just for being from Honduras. And I want to say that here in Austin, just because he's from Honduras, he will be loved. 100%. He will be followed. He will be praised. And he's going to have a huge fan base here that is going to accept him with open arms. We see what he did with Minnesota. We see what he can do at the national team level. This guy is going to be fighting for a starting position for Austin FCB. What are your thoughts on this?
No, yeah, there's a big Honduran community here in Austin. I mean, instantly, I think he's going to be beloved here just because he's from Honduras.
Tegucigalpa, to be accurate.
Yeah, and he's potentially, like you said, Honduras' best player. I mean, we've seen highlights of him. We've seen him, play. You saw
the highlights.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for him. I'm excited. Now, as far as like the competition is going to be on the left, I mean, you don't know. Maybe he's brought in to play more in the midfield. It's tough to say right now.
It's an option. It's an option. He could play multiple positions. And also with the new signings, I know we're going to get into multiple names here on today's show. There's also kind of talks about Austin maybe adopting a new structure, a new whole way of playing. You have doubts because it is Coach Nico's contract year. Is he going to make such a big shift in such an important year for him? He's trying to secure the future for himself. But is he willing to? I mean, we saw him gamble in a U.S. Open Cup final. Is he not going to gamble in 2026?
Yeah,
that's a big question.
I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if we do switch it up.
Now, when we're looking at the stats for this player, Rosales, he's 25 years old. He's 5'9", 5'10", so he's not that short, not that tall. I think that's a good height. We've seen he's a very physical player. He's not afraid to put the elbow in there. And like I said in the Discord chat, every Honduran player I've ever played against in my life is very physical. They are all extremely physical. It's the way that they play. It's the culture in Honduras on how to play football. That's why tons of teams, not just out of CONCACAF, hate to play in El Salvador, hate to play in Honduras because those are difficult atmospheres. They're tough to play. It's tough to play those national teams there.
Even as a kid, we knew that. Like
as a kid,
Honduras, they created their own what would you call their own style.
It's like Uruguay garra, like the garra charrua. It's their identity of football. Yeah,
you play like un Hondureño.
Yes,
it means
you're very physical. You're very physical. You might be more prone to fouls. But hey, there's players like Sergio Ramos, Casemiro that have built careers around that kind of identity of being rough, of being not afraid to go up 50-50 with anybody. And I think we get that with Joseph Rosales. Now, it is important to note that he was on $536,000 a salary with Minnesota in 2025. So that's, it's going to be very interesting to see, kind of what he comes into. I think he might be keeping that whatnot, but we need to see what the official pressure is whenever the club, whenever the club comes out.
But you're saying, it's basically.
But if Austin adopts that salary, I think he's worth that salary, $536,000, 100%.
I agree.
But before I go into some other topics of Joseph Rosales, I want to pivot to Primo and ask you, mate. We know that your family, you guys have some love for the Honduran soccer, right? What is your thoughts on this player, mate, on this signing? I don't know if you've told your stepdad yet or if he knows about this yet, but when you do, make sure to remember his exact reaction so you can tell us later on.
No, yeah, I think he's super excited about it. I'm excited about it. I think it's a good pickup. And the fact that we got him for that price, and what's being rumored, great addition to the team. I think it's just what we need right now. We need someone that's gonna be physical, and for what he's done in his national team, he's gotten a lot of praise there. So, he's already a fan favorite in many parts. I don't think he's gonna have trouble fitting into the squad. I think he's gonna build great chemistry. And I'm really excited for this guy.
I think this is a player also, guys, that will be one of the top selling jerseys in MLS if he joins Austin FC.
I agree.
I think he will be amongst the top selling
Especially
jerseys.
here,
Huge Honduran community in Austin, Texas, and you'll attract a bunch of new fans. I know that should never be your number one priority when making signings, but it is something obviously nice that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? It adds, obviously. Return on your investment in some shape or form, and this is a player that is going to definitely help you capitalize on the region, on the market that you're currently in. And I think this is a great signing. This is a really, really good signing based on what we've seen, kind of what's being said around this player. But there's something that we're going to get that I'm leaning to, which we have to talk about. But before that, his stats for 2025 for Minnesota, gentlemen, he had 33 appearances across all competitions. He had 1 goal and 3 assists. 4 yellows, 1 red card, just over 2,000 minutes played for the Loons. Only missed 3 games due to a muscle injury early in the season. So this is a player that stays healthy. This is a player that takes care of his body, listens to his body most likely. Very young also, we mentioned that earlier. And he knows that he's important for his national team. He knows that he's a player that had interest from top side. So, I'm very interested to see what mentality he comes into Austin with, because the last thing I would want is for him to come into Austin thinking like, man, I could have been anywhere else and I'm with us. And hopefully that's not the mindset. Hopefully he comes in here and after he sees the reception that he can get, it clicks onto him like, man, I can be the man here. You know what I'm saying? I can be somebody big here. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, plus look at the fan base. Look at the atmosphere here at Q2 Stadium. I mean, how could you not want to play for this fan base?
Real quick, because there's a big page out there called Legión Catracha, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of the page. Like over 20,000 followers on multiple social media platforms. Their narrative is like, this guy was linked with Hellas Verona. He was linked with Tigres. He was linked with Preston North End. He was linked with I think they even put Red Star Belgrade in there, and he ended up with Austin. So that's kind of the narrative that I'm seeing out there, and I'm hoping that he doesn't. That the player doesn't arrive with that kind of mindset. Instead, I hope that he comes into Austin with that mindset of, okay, this is a new chapter in my career. This is a very young club. And like I said, he's gonna come in here and people are already talking good things about him because of what they've seen at the national team level. He can be a cult hero in Austin FC, and he's gonna attract so many fans. I think this is a good move for him also personally.
Yeah.
I think he will be very comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope he'd be very professional and then also see the embrace of the fans and the culture here. And yeah.
Now, there's something negative about this. It's not all peaches and cream. It's not all lovey-dovey. There's a problem here. And the problem with Joseph Rosales is that there was an incident with Emmanuel Sabi. This is a statement from Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. This is from MLS up in New York. They say, New York, Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Major League Soccer has issued Minnesota United FC midfielder Joseph Rosales a 3-match suspension for violating the MLS-MLSPA joint non-discrimination policy during the Minnesota United FC versus Vancouver Whitecaps FC match on Sunday, April 27th. Rosales will be unavailable for Minnesota's upcoming MLS regular season matches against Houston, St. Louis City, and the U.S. Open Cup match against... I guess they didn't have an opponent for it yet when the statement dropped. But he missed 3 games. Now, reinstatement following the suspension is contingent upon his participation in a restorative practices program. So he went through a program. He dropped a statement, and this is what his statement is. He said, quote, I am addressing the recent 3-game suspension issued by the league. I want to be clear. I did not use any discriminatory language. However, I acknowledge that my actions contributed to escalating tensions on the field. And for that, I sincerely apologize to the opposing player and to everyone affected. While I disagree with the league's decision to suspend me because I believe it was based on misinterpretation, I respect their process and their commitment to fostering a safe and inclusive environment. I have always taken this situation seriously and am committed to doing everything I can to support a respectful, inclusive game. We had a statement saying that it was maybe taken out of, it was misinterpreted. And I just want to remind everybody out there, I'm not defending racist or discriminatory comments by any way, shape, or form, but sometimes we've seen cases, more famously with Edson Cavani, where he posted something on social media for his friend that was of darker skin tone, and he was fined by the Premier League. He was suspended by the Premier League. This player, he went through a program, Rosales. He said that he said sorry. Although I did see from Hard Journalist, she covers the Vancouver Whitecaps, that he never apologized to Salvi personally, maybe just through this statement. And if the player went through a process of like not rehabilitation, but a process of kind of like correcting, you get pulled over for
accepting the crime and then just like dealing with go through the motion.
If he did have the discriminatory comments, the racist comments, he went through a program. There hasn't been anything similar since. So I'm going to say that the player learned from this program.
Plus, nobody knows what was said. I mean, right?
I could not find what was said. I checked Reddit. I checked everything, bro. I could not find what was said. Well, the league never released what was said. Maybe somebody out there knows what was said. I'd love to know. But I'm sure Austin FC saw this or knew that this was a factor, or they took this into consideration when they were moving in on this player, because a lot of fans came out and they were like, hey, what's up, Austin FC? Like, y'all didn't see this or whatnot. But if the player went through a process of like a program of, seeing where he was wrong, there was a statement dropped. I'm going to say that, okay, well, I think the player has moved on from it. There hasn't been a repeated offense, right? So I think that's a sign that the player learned from this situation. So I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, the podcast here that we have, a lot of people might listen to this, and this will shape a lot of people's opinions of the player coming in. Yeah. And we might see this player future on. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, we don't know the full context of it. We don't know we weren't there with the players, like you said. But what we do have is this statement from the league, statement from the player. He went through a program, and it hasn't been repeated since. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if he does it again, suspend him 10 games. I might even want him out of the club. There's no room for that. Nowhere, right? Yeah. But if the player hasn't repeated since, I'm happy with that.
And he also came out and said, I didn't say.
Yes. So. All right. Now, I had to bring that up because, of course, people are going to be like, oh, you had the segment on Joseph, but you didn't talk about this. It's unfortunately a blemish on his record. But like we said, there's a statement. There was a rehabilitation process with that program. Yeah. And there hasn't been a repeated offense since, at least to my knowledge. So just waiting for the official announcement. But Joseph Rosales, welcome to Austin FC. Catrachos. If you need information on where to follow stats and stuff like that, you can follow We're Austin TV. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the pod, there's a lot of people in this community that are keeping you up to date with everything going on. But if you want to follow We're Austin TV to get your Austin FC news, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. We also have a Spanish podcast. We're going to talk about this stuff with Diego Valencia. He's getting ready. He's in the bullpen. He's getting ready to go. But Joseph Rosales, bienvenido. Welcome to Austin FC. That's what everything's pointing to. Any last thoughts, B?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm very excited because I know his style of play, and I'm ready to see that in the Austin FC jersey.
Yeah, and with Honduras missing the World Cup, they're out of it.
Maybe.
No. Oh, they have a playoff.
There's this. Primo, have you seen this about Honduras versus Guatemala playoff game?
Because a team might be disqualified.
What was the country?
Is it Suriname, you said?
Suriname? The country that qualified from CONCACAF? I've been seeing that. Maybe it's fake news, but like, it's nothing official.
I got it here. It says Suriname is at risk of being disqualified from the World Cup playoffs after Surinamese Federation bank accounts were frozen by the courts. This follows a lawsuit filed by the Oldenstam and Kurban groups who weren't happy with recent election results with the SVB.
Damn, so some sketchy political.
And then you said that who's in the playoff?
So I've been seeing Honduras versus Guatemala.
Well, the situation is unresolved, with the football community urging a quick fix to avoid FIFA sanctions. So, I mean, as of right now, Honduras is out. As of right now, they're out.
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw this into.
But I think it is very
it's a
important to know.
possibility. Maybe.
Yeah, it is a possibility. So, anyways, streets are saying that Austin FC is about to sign the best, or at least one of the best, top 3 Honduran players at the national team level.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. One of the things that I wanted to just real quick get in there before we switch topics is, well, what's going to happen with Gallagher? What's going to happen with Biro? What's going to happen with Kolmanič? My maybe theory, my speculation is Gallagher might be pushed up. He's going to be an attacking option. He's going to be a attacking piece for Nico. The other possibility is that Gallagher is a backup to Mikel Dessler at right back. And another possibility is that the left back position stays as Guilherme Biro and Kolmanič with Rosales pushing up.
There's so many.
There's so many possibilities.
There's so many, bro.
Another possibility is that Guilherme Biro might be a player that Austin FC could sell because of his recent great season. 2025 was fantastic for him, and his value went up $1 million.
We don't know what Nico, like, what is he gonna want him to play as? That's
a lot of things still have to happen, 100%. But you know, the fight right now for me is between Guilherme Biro and Joseph Rosales for the starting position at left back.
That's for real.
That is the fight.
What if he plays midfield?
His strongest position is left back, so that's where I'm gonna associate him. But if he plays midfield, that's fantastic, B. But I'm associating him with left back right now.
Yeah,
that's me. Primo, any last thoughts on Joseph?
I think he's coming in to definitely compete for the starting position. I think he probably is gonna end up starting.
I think he's automatic with.
And I think Kolmanič is probably getting the boot, bro. I think he's.
Really?
I think because we're gonna go into so many competitions this next season. You want someone that's gonna be healthy, Joseph Rosales.
But that's such a good.
And then Biro, who had a good season, I think they're gonna keep him around. I think
the other topic too is something we were talking about before we started the pod was the competitions that Austin FC is in. You're in 3, technically 4 with the Shield that you want to throw in there. Sure,
they're in for four trophies.
You're in for 4 trophies, 3 competitions. Austin FC is going to need depth. That's something that was criticized in 2025, that the lack of depth. And I mean, you signed John Bell. We talked about Joseph now. We're about to get into Jayden Nelson, but you're going to need depth for this year that's, you know, coming up for Austin FC. It's one of the most important years. So it's the World Cup year. A lot of eyes in MLS, and it's going to be very difficult for everybody. And there's going to be minutes for everybody, but you're still going to have to fight for them. We're still going to have to fight for them. But all right, guys, pivoting a little bit, changing topics now to Jayden Nelson. Now, this is the other player that Austin FC was very shortly rumored to be signing, and then boom, made official. We got the tweet from Anthony Precourt for this one from Jayden Nelson with the Verde smoke, you know, signifying that Austin FC was about to announce somebody, you know, like whenever the Pope is announced or whatnot. Very similar fashion. We love it when that happens or whatnot. Austin FC acquires winger Jayden Nelson in trade with Vancouver. That's official from Austin FC's website. The official statement is Austin FC announced that the club acquired Canadian international winger Jayden Nelson in a trade with the Whitecaps. In exchange, Austin FC sends $700,000, this is important, $700,000 in 2026 GAM, and then $550,000 in GAM, but 2027. So you split his transfer fee of 1.25 into 2 seasons, which makes it so much better. It makes it much less of a hit. You split it 700 and 550. Fantastic, good business. Sometimes MLS can be great. Sometimes it can be good. The statement continues. Also, the 2026 MLS first round pick, number 17, went to Vancouver. They did whatever they did with that, but Rodo has made it very clear in the past that he doesn't really fancy the college system, the super draft, but they did get 2 players. We'll talk about them here soon.
Wait. Rodo said he didn't fancy the.
Rodo really doesn't fancy the MLS Next Pro in the college system here.
He doesn't fancy it as in what? As in like.
He doesn't trust it as like.
He doesn't think talent can.
He doesn't really fancy it like that. But Austin FC still made 2 picks. They traded the number 17 and they did picks in 46 and 30, whatever.
So you know Rodo's trying to. I'm gonna trade my picks.
I mean, last year Rodo got Nate Jones and sold them to the Colorado Rapids for GAM like that. I feel like 30 minutes later.
He just saw the pick as money.
Rodo he's straight money, he's straight business. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But the statement continues. Nelson, 23, he spent the last season with Vancouver, as everybody knows. In his debut for the club, he had a magic game, lights out. He had 3 assists and a goal, a 4-goal contribution game. I believe he was the player of the match week. You know how they have the player of the match day, team of the match days or whatnot? That was a very, very important match for him because it also signified him coming back. I have to note that he has been through Norway. He had a spell there. He also had a spell in the Bundesliga too that wasn't all too great for him. There's a video on YouTube that explains his kind of career and where he's been through, where what he's been through as like a player. It highlights the childhood cancer that he went through, but it explains how in the Bundesliga too he just kind of fell out of it. You know, he kind of lost his aura, as I might say. And he had a conversation with his mother, and his mother was apparently he's always had this ball since he was a child, or since he was like a teenager. And his mom said, "Do you still got that ball?" And he was like, "Yeah, I still got it." And she was like, "You need to get just play with it in the house, mess around with it or whatnot." And the YouTube video, he's messing with it, he's dribbling it or whatnot. But to get his mojo back, he signs with Vancouver, comes back. He's originally from the Toronto system. He's from Brampton, Ontario, if I'm not mistaken. Canadian, but he came out of the Toronto system, kind of a star boy there. Mentioned his Norway spell, and in the Bundesliga too. I said he lost his aura. He refines himself by signing with Vancouver, mate. Lights out kind of season as a team in general, but this player, he's looking for minutes. He's looking to solidify his position on the Canadian roster for the World Cup. They've made it 100%. And if he does solidify his position, he's obviously gone for the World Cup, something that us NFC fans need to kind of keep note of. But before I go on to some other topics on this player, B, what are your thoughts? This is a player that's brought in to be the new Bukari.
Yeah.
Not a DP. Less money. Yeah, he's an international. But you free up the almighty DP spot and you give Bukari but $1 million salary off the books. Yeah. And you get room to play with.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this move?
Well, I think it's like exactly. I think the important thing is the replacement of Bukari. I mean, cheaper. The manner in which it was done, the quickness. Just like, okay, Bukari's gone, boom, the replacement is here.
It seemed kind of obvious.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, boom, boom. It was just
position for position.
Position for position. It's like, all right, boom, and it frees up a DP spot. So, yeah, very positive. I'm so far with everything that we talked about, I'm very happy for these moves. I'm down.
Now, the reporter that came out with the Jayden Nelson rumor, I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning of this segment, was Manuel Veth. He was the one that reported that Vancouver had made this trade with Austin FC. I just wanted to put that out there for the 1.25 in GAM just to keep it on record. And that draft pick. His contract also, we haven't mentioned it. It's through 2028 with an option for 2029. So you pretty much pick up the contract he was on with Vancouver. And as for his salary, I have it here in the notes. He wasn't making too much salary-wise. I thought I had it here in my notes. I know it was in the 400 range. Primo, maybe if you can pull up MLSPA. I know it was in the 400 range. I swear I thought I had it in my notes, but it's nothing too outrageous. But yeah, he arrives to Austin, 2028, option for 2029. And the next thing that I wanted to get into is he a starter for Austin FC day one?
I don't know. Depends on who else we bring in. So we're not starting with Brandon. So there's a lot of questions here. Like a lot of variables. I don't think so, bro.
You don't think he's starting yet?
We have to see what he's got. I don't think he just jumps in.
Okay.
And starts.
Can I disagree with you?
Yeah.
I think right now he's the best winger on paper for Austin FC. I think Jayden Nelson right now is the best winger for Austin FC, mate. On paper. Of course, we haven't seen him play. That's your main argument, right? We need to see. But I think on paper right now.
So you think he's
if Austin FC does not address the DP in an offensive position like a winger or whatnot.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many.
Then this is right I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying what's today? December 21st. He, on paper, looking at the roster, he's the best winger. He's better than Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
O'Brien, Hader, who's better?
Oh, yeah.
Jayden Nelson.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
He's the best winger that Austin FC has right now. He's best winger for Austin FC right now, on paper. Now, his stats. Primo has his salary. I'm going to mention it right now. His stats, 46 appearances, all comps, and teams, because they included in the 24-25, because, he's on that Euro thing because he was on the Bundesliga 2 team, Ulm, for 6 appearances. He had 46 appearances. Runner-up for MLS Cup Final and CCC. They got battered against Cruz Azul 5-0, although there are concerns that maybe they ate like some nasty pizza or they drank the water in Mexico City. They say never drink the water. But Vancouver players, everybody got sick. Everybody got sick. Everybody got sick. Weird. I don't know.
That was
concern. I don't know. Questions need to be asked. But anyways, they're the champion of the Canadian Cup, which is something. It's something for them. It's something that Vancouver competes for, and they got. He had 3 goals, 12 assists, 3 yellows, 1 double yellow B, just under 2,000 minutes, all competitions, and for all teams in 24-25. He missed 2 games in CCC due to muscle injury, but they weren't back-to-back. It was 1, then he was back, then he was out again. Missed 4 games in MLS 2025 due to muscle injury. Missed 4 MLS games due to a national team call-up. He played right wing versus Curaçao in the Gold Cup, and he played 50 combined minutes in the playoffs, but featured in every game, including 1 minute in the final. That's kind of brutal. That kind of sucks. And that kind of, it really builds up to the point that he's looking for minutes. He's looking for somewhere where he can solidify his position at the World Cup. And it's also important that people know that it was reported that there was 3 different teams. I believe there was 3 options that were in for Jayden Nelson. He chose Austin because what we had to offer suited him better. And he's been at the facilities. I believe Canada was here already before. There was a photo that was posted by a fan of him at the Verde Hill, where I guess Canada went to go greet the fans that were there watching them train. So he's been to Austin. He knows the facilities.
the facilities.
Welcome,
did it.
Jayden Nelson.
The facilities did it, brother.
Primo, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, this is a very offensive signing. It's almost a like-for-like signing. Buka's gone. Jayden Nelson comes in. I mean, Austin FC fans, you can't really be too mad at this business.
Yeah, I think it's another great pickup. I'm liking these transfers so far, and with Jayden, he's hungry for minutes, like you mentioned. He's ready to compete. He's ready to make a name for himself. And with the World Cup coming up, and Canada being a team that's on the pedestal, being the host, you want to make sure you make that team. You want to make sure that your name is picked. So I think he's gonna give it his all here in Austin. I'm glad that he chose Austin. With other teams maybe throwing in offers.
Yep.
I wonder what I wonder how that conversation went. I wonder how that negotiation went. But great pickup, I think.
I think honestly, him being so young, how old is he? He's 23 years old. I think he has a girlfriend. He has a dog. If he's still with her, if he's single now, sorry for bringing up memories of her. But in that YouTube video, he mentioned he has a girlfriend, and she's been with him for I think quite some time, and their puppy, they really love him, and the puppy is like a big part of the video too. And I think Austin is a great city. When I work downtown, I always tell my coworkers, I always say, man, if you look around, there's always people running and walking a dog. This is a dog person city. You know what I'm saying? Getting coffee. I think this is a great city for a young player like him. The lifestyle here is going to suit him. I think that there's young players on this roster that are going to really fit in well with him as well. You got John Bell. They both have Jamaican roots. This guy, Jayden Nelson, Canadian-Jamaican. Yeah. John Bell, American-Jamaican. So you see the root connection there. I think this is a great move too.
Yeah, I agree. I think so far the business has been great.
I think so too, man.
Both in and out.
Yeah.
Both
you can't be too mad.
There's great business. Also, he probably talked to Sebastian Berhalter and was like, hey, man, what do you think, Austin?
100%.
Like,
I forgot about that, though.
Yeah, he was
I forgot about that, though.
The facilities, though.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yes, you're right. Sebi could have been an agent. Could have been like, hey, man,
he was a big
You're right, brother. You're right.
A little moment on Sebi. He's came up in Vancouver, man.
Big L for Austin letting him go. But it had to. Yeah, you're right. We already talked about this. We talked about it. You're right. Jayden Nelson. Welcome to Austin FC. I just want to mention one more thing. Another big part of the video was his hair. He has the long hair, very noticeable hair, not as a fashion statement, not to look cool, not to say, hey, I got curls, which they are very nice, must say, congrats. Head and Shoulders sponsorship? Maybe. But his hair symbolizes what he's been through in his life. He beat childhood cancer. He had no hair when he was a child. Whenever he was a little kid. There was photos of him coming up, and he had no hair, and then his hair just started growing super fast, and he just let it grow because it reminds him of the times that when he didn't have it, when he was going through, all these, I think, like chemos or and all that stuff, and it symbolizes his strengths of where he's been and kind of where he's at. And I think that's one of the nicest stories I've heard in a really, really long time. In a world full of negative media and all this stuff going on politically, when I heard this, I was like, man, this is a feel-good story, man. It's a feel-good story. But Jayden Nelson, welcome to Austin. He's had spells in Norway. He's been in the Bundesliga 2 on loan.
I'm excited to see him
refound himself in Vancouver. And if you look at his highlights, it's not hard to get excited about this player coming in. No. Honestly, man. Austin has definitely been doing great business. And with that, we can get into the next topic. Unless there's anything else you guys want to add on Jayden Nelson.
I'm excited to see him.
Walk-on starter? As of right now, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Right wing starter. Put him up there. I don't want to see anybody else up there except Jayden Nelson right now.
Locked in.
Right now. Lock him in. Primo?
Lock him in.
Are you with me?
Lock him in.
Lock him in.
I think so, man. I think so. Unless he comes in with the worst attitude, with just negative mindset, which I doubt.
He's got a big contract. This isn't just a year or 2. This is 3.
Yeah,
with option of 4.
With option for 2029.
That's a long contract.
Yeah. So Jayden Nelson, congrats, man. Hopefully I'm really hoping he gets his minutes and he solidifies his position at the World Cup. I'd love to see an Austin FC player at the World Cup.
Albania's still in it.
Albania's still in it. Canada as a host, they will naturally go in there. Yeah. And also, I'm sure a lot of Canadian fans are Austin FC fans as well. They'd love a player like this. But alrighty, gentlemen, talking about business and good business or bad business, this one is one of the most interesting topics for Austin FC fans. Now, this was one of the first things that we had to deal with. I left it kind of towards the end of the pod because we've been kind of reacting to it for quite some time now. The other 2 are more recent. Osman Bukari leaves Austin FC for Widzew Łódź in Poland. Record-breaking transfer fee. He more than doubles the previous record, which was about $3 million, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Tom Bogert reported that the deal was worth around $6.5 million. Now, in order for that to be true, which I know that there's some debate if this amount is correct, because in Poland, they're reporting 5 million euros. In America, they're reporting $6.5 million. Now, for it to be $6.5 million, it needs to be, I believe I had it on the notes, it needs to be around like 5.4 million euros in order for it to be $6.5 million.
That makes sense.
Because of the conversion rate. What's another 400,000 in a deal worth millions of dollars?
Yeah, they
you know what I'm
just
saying?
round it up.
There's add-ons all the time.
Sense.
So it does make sense.
Yeah.
I know, but there is some debate, and I will acknowledge the debate that even Austin FC didn't report the official amount on their press release that they put out on their website, which I thought was very interesting. All they reported was a record-breaking transfer fee for the Polish league. That's all Austin FC reported. And usually they have the transaction breakdowns. Like with Jayden Nelson, we got the breakdown of the 700 and 550. For Osman Bukari, we just were told it was a record-breaking transfer fee.
Okay, but the official record-breaking transfer fee coming from Poland, from the Polish league,
5 million euros.
5 million euros. So what does that turn into dollars?
If you convert that to dollars, it was like around, I think it was like $5.8 million. If you can just search up, just search it up right there on Google. Convert 5 million euros to USD. It's somewhere around 5.8, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. But it's only a matter of a couple $100,000s to meet that 6.5 that Tom Bogert is reporting. Now, do you trust Tom Bogert? B. Do you trust Tom Bogert?
Yeah, he's like the leading.
He's over there.
That's the MLS
right.
Fabricio.
So here we go. What do we got? Okay, I said 5.8.
5.8
I was right. I was right. So Primo, put 5.6 million euros, and you'll see how much it is to USD. And it's pretty much just a matter of a couple $100,000 is what I'm trying to say. I don't mean to derail too much.
So the numbers is kind of gray area.
Yeah. Yes. Well, not a gray area, but we're getting a official tweet, an official report from Tom Bogert, and he won't put his neck out with information like this for no reason. He has sources. He has information. He's probably the most important journalist in North America, if I'm being quite honest.
6.5 mil.
6.5 mil.
Okay.
That's what Rodo Borrell managed to get back from Osman Bukari. Is it all the money that was spent on Osman Bukari? No. isn't more than what a lot of people in national media, people in Austin FC, media for Austin FC, is it more than what everybody thought Austin FC was going to get for Osman Bukari? Yes.
Hell yes.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
6.5 million. It looks like Austin FC is already making moves with that money. I mean, B, what are your thoughts on this transfer? I mean, he's going to be a massive signing in Poland. And Bukari, I mean, what are your thoughts on his time here? Do me a favor. Combine both things. Okay. Combine the reaction of the transfer fee that Austin FC is getting, and combine the reaction of his time here with Austin FC, seeing him go.
Well, look, I tell you what. When I saw the official boom Bukari for that money, I was more shocked of the money that we got than him leaving.
Okay.
Because I was like, what we Roldo. I mean, I was like, wow. I was impressed for what we got from him. So as far as the business side goes into it, Rodolfo Biro, Mr. Recoup himself, new nickname, Mr. Recoup.
Mr. Recoup.
But
I like that.
So wow, great business. On the other side, to the other question is his time here was, to be honest, it was disappointing, bro. It was disappointing. It was unmemorable. It was just, I mean, he's had some moments, but it was just bland, and he just never clicked here. And you could tell in his body language a little bit, his face expressions, his media, that just something was off. He didn't seem comfortable here. It just didn't work out.
Now, I had a conversation with a Polish journalist. He wanted to get kind of like the scoop of Osman Bukari, kind of like some background on him, some insight on some folks that cover him. I had a phone call with him for about 45 minutes. And then after that, we fired up a space, and he was on the space as well. Better the Nation was on that space, and we gave this guy exactly what he wanted. Sunday this morning, he releases a tweet. This is out in Poland. It's not kind of mainly out in America. It's mainly out in Poland. And we're Austin TV. We took the walk to Poland. We took the walk. We took the walk to Poland. We're Austin TV.
What do you mean?
We took the walk to Poland. Primo knows what I mean.
That's crazy.
We took the walk. We took the walk. Lil Yachty. We took the walk. Oh. No? But anyways, he posted his article, and it's pretty cool to see that, it's like something that was published in Poland has our logo. But anyways, he was asking me about Bukari, kind of who he is. And a lot of what you said, B, is very similar to what I told this journalist. I said he was a very quiet player. He was very private with his social media life. He was never somebody that was like a Mirtu on social media where he's posting videos, sharing videos. Bukari was somebody that was rarely on social media, but I never had any complaints about that because he was always committed to the team. He was always committed to the club. He was probably one of the only highlights of 2025. His best contribution to me at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, which it is, was the goal that he scored in Minnesota in the U.S. Open Cup semifinal. The 1-0. That's a massive goal in a semifinal.
But even if you look at the goal...
No, but I'm saying that was his best contribution. That's a big goal. I agree with you that his time here was not what a lot of people expected when he was signed.
To your point,
100%.
Yeah, to your point, what helps him out and what I do give him a lot of respect for is that every time he was never the type of player where you're like, it wasn't working out. He just kind of he never threw tools down is what I'm trying to say. And I love that about him. He was always like trying. He was upset. I remember when he was like, people thought that he like opened social media after being off for so long, and everybody was upset with him. And he was eager to score, and he scored. And he almost like apologized to the fans after he scored a goal. Remember?
You talking about Usuni or
Bukari?
Bukari?
Yeah.
He apologized to the fans.
I remember he scored a goal, and he went like this to the fans,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember he did like that.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he struggled here. He struggled here, and it wasn't for lack of trying.
Okay. I mean, how I interpret Bukari's time here was, it wasn't all positive, but it wasn't all negative. I think he had good spells, he had good moments, but also the reality is that there was a lot of times where other players didn't finish their dinner, and Bukari's was robbed of assists, or he was robbed of hockey assists or whatnot. I mean, let's be quite honest. Mirtu Usuni, Brandon Vasquez, whenever he was playing, it didn't seem to click with that front three that was a massive investment by Austin FC. And that's why there's some criticism for Rodo here because, yes, you are Mr. Recoup, like you said. You did get 6.5 million.
Mr. Recoup,
you did get 6.5 million back, but you still made an investment that didn't work out at the end of the day. But you are Mr. Recoup. I think it was very important that he did get a huge chunk of that back, because if not, his credibility would have taken a hit.
Taking a hit.
It would have taken a hit
from a massive hit.
It's still a hit, but you can come back from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Bukari's overall here, I put Rubio's time above him for sure, 100%.
Oh wow, damn,
Just
that is
the vibe of his time here, the expectations of Bukari, the letdown.
Now,
So it was very disappointing,
one
bro.
thing that the reporter asked me was, do I think that the FO slipped up in Bukari's situation here? Because a big factor in this, being Primo, was that Bukari's wife's residency was not extended, kind of forcing Bukari to make the move to be with his wife, to be with his significant other. That was being reported from the Polish side. Shout out to Verde Nation, by the way, for just he was just spearing the Bukari translations. Like he was just kind of sharing he was amplifying a lot of the news coming out of Poland, bringing it to Austin. And of course, we came up with our post as well, amplifying, just a bit more. But there was a lot of people from the Austin FC community that were really just in tune to this saga. And that's why we have so much kind of information from it, because everything is coming out from the Polish media. And like I said, the Bukari wife situation was a big factor in this. And what I said to the reporter was like, look, man, the situation with a lot of African countries and the United States, the reality is that this administration is not really getting along with them politically. They're banning countries left and right. I think Gabon and there was another country that I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Senegal that got banned from
We know Haiti
coming into the United States.
Haiti's banned.
There's travel bans to multiple countries.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. I was like, I'm not an expert on the situation. And I guarantee you, I told him, I was like, I guarantee you the front office most likely did everything they could to help this player in this process. That's their job.
We always do.
That's their job.
And it's good to have that kind of reputation as well as a club.
They do have that reputation,
Yeah.
but there has been situations where Moussa Jité had to go back because of his family situation.
but-
Bukari had to go back because of his family situation. Gabrielson had to go back for another topic, but it was related to family. It was to get better health care for his child. But Bukari, like he said it in some of the in one of the quotes that he had here as I'm bringing it up. Just bear with me real quick. Bukari says this. He says, "I can say things were fine in Austin, but as a footballer, sometimes you have to change your environment. Sometimes it's also about family. I wanted to return to Europe and continue my career here. Thank you very much for the support. I hope to see you again in the future." Talking about Austin FC. So, and there's mutual respect here. I think Bukari left in a good way. It wasn't under the table. It wasn't like in a dramatic fashion. I think Austin FC benefited from his departure, and Bukari benefits for his departure also.
I'm almost certain.
I think everybody's happy.
I'm almost certain Bukari was like, I'm out. Like straight up, I'm done. Like
He's done.
Like I'm out of here. Like he wanted to go to Europe. It was evident.
Sounds like he wanted to go to Europe.
It was
100%.
evident for sure,
It was evident.
so.
It was evident. Now, let's see. Is there anything else here? Also important to note.
Is that Rodo's first slip up?
I mean, it is a slip. It is a slip.
That is his first one, right?
But
I
he does
mean-
recoup a huge chunk of that money. That's important to
Mr.
know.
Recoup.
Mr. Recoup.
Yeah, he saved his own. But yeah,
He shot a 3-pointer. It hit the rim, but he got his own rebound.
But he got
his own
good
rebound.
point of yep.
He Kobe'd it. Another thing to note, the medicals for Bukari, which was, I think, very interesting here. They were done in another city in complete secrecy. Changed his name to avoid detection.
Damn.
That just kind of, and this is what the Polish journalist asked me. He said, well, what is his personality like? And I said, hey, well, he's a quiet guy. Like he's
quiet.
super chill. Like sometimes he just took a shower, changed, and left.
I didn't even know he was married.
He's quiet, mate.
I didn't even know.
Quiet. And so he said, he was like, well, how do you think Bukari is going to handle the media? How do you think he's going to handle all the limelights? Because him being the most popular, the most expensive
that
signing
is
in
true.
Poland, he's going to be everywhere. Because I told him, I was like, he's not a TikToker. Like, he's not somebody that's going to be doing the TikTok dances. He's committed. He's a family man. He's quiet. He's very to himself. And he was like, and he said, well, he's going to have to deal with media. And I was like, wow, that's actually a really good question. How's he going to handle that?
He needs
Best
to
of
bring
luck.
in titles.
He
He needs to bring in Polish titles.
I told him, I was like, whatever it is, Buka's he's gonna head it. He's gonna be in front of the camera with a big smile. Because here in Austin, he was always smiling. Yeah. That's one thing. It was always like a confused smile though. Like when you tell somebody something and they don't really hear you, all they is like, yeah. You know what I mean? But anyways, I think we covered the Bukari topic well. I mean, one thing that I wanted to ask, the last thing, because the DP spot is open, and we'll get Primo's take on this. Do you think Austin will replace him this window or opt for the 2 DP model, getting the extra $2 million in GAM, and shoot for a DP after the World Cup in America, in the United States? Because there's rumors of national teams using Austin as their base, as their headquarters. They're going to look at the facilities and look and tour the whole country. If they make it far enough into this tournament, they're going to see, hey, maybe I can play in MLS.
Like,
maybe I can live in America. Hey, it's not that bad. They have a lot of fans here. Wow, Austin has incredible facilities. I could really make a life here. That potential from the World Cup can really help the plan if they shoot for a DP after the summer. So what do you think is going to happen, B? I'll get Primo's take after this, because there's you do 2 DPs, you get extra GAM, but you stay with Mirto and Brandon. You got Jayden, right? You got Joseph.
That's why I say we're not looking to replace Bukari. Bukari's already replaced.
Yes.
Like there's already.
In theory,
it sounds bad, but
in
like
theory.
we got someone to fill in.
100%.
Bukari,
100%.
right? So the question is, should we use the DP spot, right?
Yes. Are we going to use that DP spot? Now, I think the only player I think kind of just that comes up to our mind quickly to shoot for that DP spot is Espinosa. But there are multiple teams that are after him. There's a lot of suitors for a player like that. He's great. He's proven in this league. He's an all-star player.
That's what we need.
Right? But I'm sure that there's competition there as well. And I'm sure Rolo is looking at that extra GAM and he's thinking, man, you know what? Maybe I could get that extra $2 million and play with it just a little bit more. Shout out to the North End Pod. I was listening to them and they were saying how Austin also could move Owen Wolf to a U22 spot and give him a huge pay raise, but he'll still only count as $200,000 against the books as a U22.
But that would be on the 2 DP model.
Under the 2 DP model. Yeah. But so there's so many possibilities.
So many.
Everything is up in the air, mate.
So many possibilities.
But changes are coming and changes are here, brother.
Yeah, it's this time of year.
That's time of year, brother. So I got to ask you, I mean, do you think that Austin goes for the 2 DP model or you think that they're going to replace him? Because the World Cup is a big factor, mate.
A big factor. And it's not really that good of a timing. I mean, I agree with you. I think that the best timing for it is to take your time, let the World Cup come here. Like you said, let all the players see the facilities, see the country, and maybe be more inclined into the MLS and living here. And then you can maybe convince key players to come. So
That's what I'm saying.
That's a better timing.
I mean, the World Cup is going to be great advertisement, great promotion for the facilities, the stadiums, the atmosphere, the culture.
And you don't want another Bukari.
How so?
Like, you don't want to just make a quick selection and get a player who doesn't work out. Like we look, call Rolo Mr. Recoup. Sure, he did recoup the money, but Bukari also spent here 2 years.
Year and a half.
1.5.
1.5.
1.5. So, that could have, that.
Yeah, 100%. Now, it is credit to Rolo for recuperating that money. Everybody is shocked that Austin FC got this money back.
Bro, that was
Andrew Weeb, Tom Boger, David Goss, everybody in Austin, you, me, Primo, everybody.
That was the most shocking part of the whole thing.
100%.
I wasn't shocked that Bukari was leaving. I was shocked at how much we were getting from
But
him.
nobody is saying, it's all praise 100%. It's this great news. But just like you said, there is also the question about, okay, this is a slip, but he saved himself. I'm talking about Rolo. He saved himself because of the money that he got back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Money he got back. Now, one little thing. Romagna apparently is being linked with River Plate for a huge amount of money.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, reunion with
Drusy.
Drusy?
But before we change topics, Primo, your take on Osman, and if you think this was good business, bad business. I mean, I don't know how anybody can see it as bad business, but the question that I asked B, is there going to be a DP on the cards this window?
I think it was great business. I think for the amount that we got, no one was really expecting it, and great for Rolo, great bounce back. And so, with that being said, the DP spot, I think it's gonna stay vacant until the summer. I think we're just gonna stick with the 2 DPs. I think if we're able to
$2 million in GAM,
I think we're able to get guys like Jayden and
brother.
Joseph,
I think so too.
guys that know the league and are willing to kind of just come into the team for minutes instead of that money. I think we can set up a good season until the summer, and then reevaluate everything and see how everything kicks off after the World Cup, and kind of go on from there. But I think we can pull through with the two DP.
I think we're gonna be going to a 2DP model, and if we have a press conference with Rodo, and if we're allowed access to it, if somebody else gets the first question, of course they're gonna ask it. But one thing that I'm gonna ask primarily, number one thing is Austin FC thinking about going to the 2DP model? Yes or no? Simple question. I think it's a simple answer question. If you do, you're gonna get extra $2 million in GAM, which we're already spending a good amount of it.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't, you're gonna have to get that third DP. You're gonna have to pay him. You're gonna have to spend that money. I know Austin FC just got a little group of new ownership.
Wait till after the World Cup, man.
But
wait.
Exactly. And people listening, here's the reason why. Because a DP, a designated player, that caliber guy, the player that you have in your mind right now when you're thinking about a DP coming to Austin, that kind of player is probably the man at his team right now. And he's most likely part of a national team that is most likely going to the World Cup. Yeah. That player most likely is not going to take the risk to make a jump maybe across the Atlantic Ocean, which is a huge gamble. We've seen that play out. Yeah. We've seen it not play out.
How didn't it work out?
They're not going to take that gamble before such an important moment in their career and their nation's history. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a tough timing. It's not a good time.
Now, unless it's a superstar that's not going to the World Cup, but you already got one, Joseph Rosales. He's a Honduran superstar, maybe not going to the World Cup, and you signed them for some cash for player trade. So you see these things happening already. Yeah. But all right, guys, Bukari out, $6.5 million. I think it's good business. Do you sign it?
Yeah.
You sign it?
So far, the business is great.
So far, it really is, man.
It's really great. I'm down, bro. I'm down.
They're doing really good right now. They're doing really good. They're doing really good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a warning to Mirto. Man, Bukari, listen, warning to Mirto Usuni 100%.
Okay, what's the warning?
I respect the player 100%. I appreciate his work ethic 1,000%. But if Bukari was only given a year and a half, Usuni, you're on red alert. You're on red alert because this is a sporting director and ownership that has now shown us that if they mess up on a DP, they're not afraid to, hey, you're out of here. Even if it was 1.5 years, hey, boss, but I wanted 2 years to really prove myself. 1.5, it didn't work out. We found a good suitor. Thank you for everything. Best of luck to you in Poland. This shows you that Rodo said, you know what?
But we don't want to be. We don't want to be that club, do we? We don't want to be the.
Everybody makes mistakes, mate. Everybody makes mistakes. Not everybody's gonna hit. Yeah. Not everybody's gonna hit. But hopefully, Austin FC gets more into the rhythm of actually having a DP that hits because you have yet to have one. Still no DP has hit. Juicy hit, but look at his exit.
No, but you said the question was you haven't had one that
You're right, Juicy hit. Since Juicy, no designated player has hit, but it wasn't this sporting director, it was Reina.
I think Brandon Vasquez. I think Brandon Vasquez is gonna hit.
Brandon Vasquez was looking to be Rodo's Juicy.
Yeah.
But unfortunately he got injured. So everything's improved in 2026.
We're not gonna start with him. He's not going to be ready by the preseason?
I really don't think so, B. I think he's like aiming that Inter Miami home opener for them.
Oh, man.
That big. I think that's the aim. I think so.
When did he get injured last year? I know it was
in like June, July. So he's also been working his tail off, bro. Okay. He's been working his tail off. He's back on the field. He's running. I think he's touching the ball already. So really love it. Really love the commitment to coming back healthy and stronger than ever. And you got the Celsius right there. They sponsor Brandon Vasquez. Let us know if you'd like to sponsor.
They need to sponsor you, dude.
Let us know if they could sponsor the pod. Let them sponsor the pod.
That'd be great.
But alrighty, just kind of blazing through some of these other topics. Austin FC returns to the Leagues Cup, gentlemen. They qualified after making the playoffs in 2025. Last time Austin was in the Leagues Cup, they shocked the continent by defeating Pumas and Monterrey in the group stage, but then fell to LAFC in the knockout rounds 2-0. They will be in 3 competitions, but playing for 4 trophies. Like you said, the Shield is added on in 2026. Leagues Cup, MLS, US Open Cup will be the competitions that Austin FC has to worry about. The last time the Verde and Black was in 3 competitions was in 2023. You had MLS, CCC, and Open Cup. In MLS, you finished with no playoffs. In CCC, you lost to Violet. And in the U.S. Open Cup, you were eliminated pretty early. Not a good look. So thoughts, gentlemen, on Austin's return to the Leagues Cup? How serious should Austin FC think about hitting this competition?
Very serious.
This is your number 1 priority?
I think this is my... You asked me, hey, make a wish list? This is my one wish, man. It would be a dream if Austin can win the Leagues Cup. So them being in it, I'm happy. I'm happy that they're in it. Okay. I'm excited to see who our opponents are going to be.
Yeah.
You know, the games against Pumas and Monterrey classics in our history.
Classics.
In our history,
Classics.
Classics,
brother.
Classics. We, like you said, we shook the continent, brother,
Shook the continent.
by beating Pumas in spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
And those kind of games is what the Leagues Cup is gonna bring. And
A Pumas that had El Chino Huerta.
come
El
on.
Memote, Rayados that had the players that they always, the player, the high caliber players
So,
that they had.
I mean-
Tecatito was there.
Yeah. I mean, we could have a América Chivas. I mean, Cruz Azul, Toluca. I love the Leagues Cup, brother.
The Leagues Cup is,
I love the Leagues Cup.
and the league is, I'm talking about MLS, the governing body of, over the football here. They love the Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
They're putting everything
And the
in
new
Leagues
format
Cup.
is awesome. So you only play Liga MX team.
Yes, you only play Liga MX team. So, I want to ask you, you kind of mentioned a little bit some teams, but who would you like to see play Austin
Obviously,
FC?
I want to see America.
I don't want to see any juggernauts early. No, I don't want to see juggernauts, man.
Why not?
I want to wait. I don't want to
We
play
do
them
good
right
against
off
you.
the
We play
bat.
Mazatlan and
And
Juarez, and we get
It
spanked.
was a different team.
It was a
It was a different team, bro.
Who you're asking me? Who would I want?
Yeah.
America for
Because
sure.
you're a fan of theirs.
yes.
So I'm gonna ask you, if America plays Austin, who are you picking? Draw the line. Where are you siding? Draw the line right now, dude. Draw the line right now.
you know what you know.
I want you to say it on the mic. I want you to go on record. I want you to go on record.
I'm gonna have to go with Austin, brother.
Oh, good stuff.
You see,
I thought you were gonna flip on me.
see.
I thought you were gonna flip on me.
No. But no. America for sure though. Chivas, you wouldn't want Chivas to come? You wouldn't want you wouldn't want Chivas to come?
Yeah, but I'm going with Austin.
So if Chivas and Austin played right here at Q2 Stadium,
I'm going with Austin FC. 100%. I'm going with Austin FC.
if it was the
If I was going
CCL.
in, if I was going in as a fan, if I was going in as a fan,
Yeah.
right? But we're going probably as media for.
But as a
so
fan.
we have to be neutral.
As a
If
fan.
I'm going as a fan to a
With your
Chivas
family,
Austin
brother.
FC game
with your family,
with my family,
yeah.
I'm wearing Austin FC colors. I'm wearing Austin FC colors because this is where I'm from. My daughter is born here. This is where I make my living.
Yeah.
I pay taxes to Travis County. This is my home, brother. I love and respect Chivas. They've been with me since I was a kid,
Yeah.
right? But I respect the soil where I was born, brother. And I'm an Austin FC. I'm an Austin FC supporter if I'm going as a fan that day.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's how I
I
see it.
share the same, brother.
But so you're saying
but, okay.
go head on, go 100% for Leagues
I
Cup.
want the biggest clubs, brother. I want Cruz Azul, Toluca. I want come on.
But
come to Austin.
the reality is that you're less likely to win the Leagues Cup than Open
But
Cup.
we want to throw down. That's the whole point. Like,
There's also a break, so you can focus on Leagues Cup, right?
and plus, I'm excited now that we potentially have Damian Loss as a number 2. He better have a run in the cup.
That's true.
And the cup
That's
needs
true.
to be his, and the Leagues Cup, because we gave Cleveland the shot again in the Leagues Cup, and look what he did. So imagine Damian Loss in the Leagues Cup. Bro.
I'm very happy we're back in Leagues Cup, that Austin FC is back in Leagues Cup.
I am very
the
happy.
level of competition is fantastic. And I just want to throw that out there. I don't know. I don't like to share how the players interact with the page. Some players do. Not all players do. But I will share this. I like to keep things private, but I will share this. There was high player interaction with the post that announced that Austin FC was back in the Leagues Cup. So the players, what does that tell you? The players are excited to be back in Leagues Cup.
We know this, brother.
They're excited.
I mean, look how they played against Pumas and Monterrey. Look at the impact that made.
And there's also
nationally.
bonuses. There's win bonuses.
There's win bonuses.
There's
The
money in Leagues Cup
is-
that the players are down
Man,
for.
I love the Leagues
Back
Cup.
in Leagues
brother.
Cup. Primo, your thoughts on Austin being back in Leagues Cup before we pivot?
I'm
I said pivot like 4 times today.
Hey, that's word of the day.
Word of the day.
It's
Pivot.
good. It's a word. It's a good word. I like it.
I'm pumped for Leagues Cup, man. I'm excited for this competition again. I think it's a great reward. If you make playoffs, you get to compete in this competition. You get something out of that at least. And I'm ready to face these teams. I want to see a big team. I want to see maybe Tigres will probably be nice. Tigres brings a good crowd. I like seeing the Liga MX fans come out here. They're always a good vibe. They always know how to support their teams, and it's always great. It's always great.
Which Liga MX was had the livest fans at Q2?
Oh, I think America.
America?
I think America took over Q2 the most when
Yeah.
they had their
Second.
games here. Second, Tigres. Tigres also
What about
brought.
Pumas in the league stuff?
They were good too, Monterrey, but I say America, Tigres.
And Pumas third.
Pumas didn't have that many fans here, bro. Let's be honest. There wasn't that many Pumas fans. There was a lot of Monterrey fans.
Yeah.
Juarez came out with a lot of support, but there was a lot of people that
Mazatlan had
drove. They had the banda.
had the good pregame.
They had the
I think
pregame,
they had
yeah,
the
yeah.
best pregame. Mazatlan.
Last thing I wanted to mention on the Leagues Cup, I think the Leagues Cup groups sometimes they're scripted. I think that they've sometimes in the Leagues Cup groups there have been storylines that are too perfect. Like there was one time where the Leagues Cup group was Chivas, San Jose, and somebody else, but it was when Cade Cowell had made the move. So it was like the Cade Cowell, you know what I'm saying? And I
Cade
think-
Cowell Bowl.
And I think it was the LA, I think Galaxy was in a group also with Chivas, and it was like
Yeah.
the Chicharito one or something like that.
Yeah, I'm down.
So I think Austin might be paired up with Monterrey for Brandon Vasquez. They're definitely going to lean into Brandon
no.
Vasquez heavy in the Leagues
Heavy.
Cup. He's going to be the
Monterrey.
poster boy for Leagues Cup.
Hey, we beat
For
them
Austin.
once. Goal to Danny Pereira.
Yeah.
Goal, what an assist by Owen.
By Owen, what a
I mean,
night
come
that
on,
was.
brother,
What a
class.
night that was, bro. Monterrey's coach got sacked. Because Austin, he got sacked. He got sacked. Austin sacked the Monterrey coach, which I think it was Fernando.
We should have just getting sacked in the morning.
What was his name? Fernando. He was his gentleman. He has like really like grayish white hair. Ortiz. El Tano Ortiz was the one that was Monterrey coach at the time, if I'm not mistaken. And his daughter, I remember fans were wondering if he was ever going to coach Austin because his daughter lives in Austin, El Tano Ortiz. A lot of people have family that live here. This city is blowing
It's
up.
awesome.
City is blowing up.
It's awesome.
But alrighty, gentlemen, we talked about the Leagues Cup. Excited to be back. Another thing, real quick, the proposed divisions that MLS is putting out there. Austin FC is looking to be in a division with FC Dallas, LA Galaxy, LAFC, and San Diego. You would play the division opponents home and away, and then every other MLS team once per season. So you can reduce travel and add regional balance. Are you a fan of this?
I am down. I see the map and how the divisions are split up. It looks pretty cool. I mean,
I don't know if I like it that much. I do and I don't. I think we're paired with some tough teams.
that's good. That'll make us better, brother.
That's true.
That'll
That's
make us
true.
better. We're competing with the LAFC, LA Galaxy. I mean,
The thing is, we don't have their market, and they're able to attract Heung-min Sons.
oh,
They're able to attract Heung-min Sons, and we're always going to be fighting against that twice per year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
going to come
good.
with some difficulties, but
I see that as good.
It is going to force Austin to get better. I see that point
We're
100%.
competing with them 100%.
You also have Houston. You also have Dallas.
Yeah.
It gives me an element. It gives me a vibe of Texas versus Cali.
I'm also down. It's just the whole. We have. If you look at the divisions, we have the best division.
Yeah.
We have the best
Dude,
division.
Is it the Division of Death? Is it the DOD, Division of Death, not Department of Defense?
And also the whole division thing about it's very American. It's just like I love it, man.
Yeah, it is very
I'm
American.
down. I was like, whoa, this is very exciting. I am very down.
Now, the other divisions that are proposed is Portland Timbers, Seattle, Vancouver, San Jose, RSL, and Colorado.
And it's like
That's a tough one. That's a really good one.
It's very like rivalry-ish, and
Yes.
also the travel is so convenient, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Mean, it's
I
like,
agree.
It's gonna be better
I
for
agree.
players, better for everybody.
I agree. And then also, it's moving into an era where the schedule is going to change. You're going to be aligned with the European
Yes.
calendar.
Yes.
But you get very American with this. You also have
Yes.
the Fire, Minnesota, St. Louis, SKC, Cincinnati, and Columbus. That little mid section.
Come on.
Montreal, Toronto, New England,
Yeah.
New York City FC, and Philly
I mean,
up north.
come on. Then you go.
You got DC, Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, and Orlando. And
Right there, hasta ahí abajo.
It makes sense, bro.
Come
It
on.
makes sense.
And then you'll be able to tell who's the best club in that
in
region.
the region, yeah.
Bro,
The
come
region.
on. And then you put come on, brother.
Yeah. Now this is from Tom Boger and Paul Tenorio. They do a lot of good work for the Athletic. That's a big story that they broke. I'm very happy for them and their career, everything that's been going on, the growth of MLS. Ultimately, I think this is going to be good, B. But I have my doubts at first. I'm like, we're trying to be like the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is. I think if you can't beat them, try to be like them.
I mean, it's the one thing that's like evident with the people that are running the MLS. Everyone,
Yeah.
just we want to no one's gonna change that. That's how we're gonna do it. So
Now, one of the last things, of course, MLS Super Draft, Austin FC select Stefan Dobrijevic and Patrick Kayei Dobrijevic is a forward. He joins the Austin from the University of Akron, where he scored 15 goals across 4 seasons and was named Big East Offensive Player of the Year in 2025. Kayeyi, midfielder, arrives from the University of Pennsylvania after posting 9 goals and 8 assists in his senior season and earning first-team All-Ivy League honors. He was also Penn Men's Soccer of the Year. Best of luck to these lads. I just got one thing to say to you. I'll see you under the Friday night lights at Palmer Field, gentlemen. I'll see you there. That's the reality. You're going to Austin FC too. And I'll see you at Palmer Field, guys. And let me say this. Do not think that it is easy to play for Austin FC 2 under the lights at Palmer Field, because they have been bright. And a lot of players have come into this team. They've not been able to handle it. Do not think that this is like a slow down moment of your career. No. Get ready for a huge workload. You got a new manager, Jason Shackle, and he is an ex-Premier League center back. He is not going to let you rest, gentlemen. Welcome to the system. I'm happy for you. You got a lot to prove. You're the bottom of the barrel, literally. Quite literally, you're a bottom of the barrel. You're a first-year apprentice. I can send you to get my tools, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm going to be there Friday night. I'm excited to meet you, gentlemen, and I'm excited to cover any positive contribution. Maybe talk about a negative thing that happened on the field, but most likely they'll be positive with the Austin FC2 system. So best of luck. Welcome to Austin, and we're more than happy to have you here, gentlemen. You made the cut because Rodo doesn't really fancy it. You made the cut, guys. And Austin FC2 players for sure. FC2 signings. If I've ever seen FC2 signings.
For sure.
100%. But hey, there's stories like CJ where you can make it out. Last but not least. No, they can make it out. They can make it out. And Irvin and Irvin Torres.
Examples now.
There's examples. Now, last but not least, this has been an Austin FC pod. Casemiro to Austin FC is the latest rumor that came out today.
What?
Now, I don't even know if it's a rumor. I don't even know if it's like, it's
Casemiro, brother.
Casemiro. Okay, so let's break it down. So Sports Illustrated came out with a story today. The author's name is Ben Steiner, right? Ben Steiner is the name of the lad. And his article is pretty much saying that there's 3 likely spots that Casemiro could land after his time with Manchester United, because I'll read the caption. With Casemiro expected to move on from Manchester United after the season, MLS has emerged as a potential destination, and according to Ben Steiner of Sports Illustrated, Austin FC is reportedly viewed as the top landing spot over other MLS clubs like New York City FC, which is going to get a new stadium soon, and Columbus Crew. Nobody wants to go to Ohio. Roster flexibility, a recent open DP slot, and a clear need for midfield options after being eliminated by LAFC in the playoffs make Austin an intriguing option under Nico Estevez, says Ben Steiner. That was a little piece of his article that I summarized. The Brazilian is currently on a reported £375,000 per week salary at United, which is probably killing them, making this move very difficult. But as a DP, and making some pulling some levers, Casemiro could be only counting against the books $625,000 like every DP in this league. Somebody commented, Kevin Morris, he said Sports Illustrated was bought out a couple years ago, and now their credibility is on the floor. So this report really doesn't have much weight. But this isn't an AI author. This is a Ben Steiner guy. I don't think we can shade him that much, right? We got to give him some respect to his work.
Yeah.
But he's saying Austin is the number 1 possible landing spot for Casemiro next season after he leaves United. I mean, how can you wrap your head around this news?
I'm one of those, there's no way, brother.
There's no way?
There's no way. I mean, that's what I tell myself when I see that, but as a fan, could you just imagine that sign? Those are the signings that we thought when Rodo was saying names you won't believe. Those are the caliber of signings that we thought he was talking about.
You have Lewandowski flirting with the Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son officially with LAFC.
Yeah.
Thomas Mueller killing it with Vancouver. Leon Messi, Rodrigo de Paul. Who did they just sign?
El Chucky with San Diego.
El Chucky with San Diego. They also have Allende. It's time.
When are the names we won't believe? Where are they?
I'm with you, B, that this is a very difficult signing. This is very, very difficult.
Plus, I mean, if you think about it, I'm just talking about the caliber of name. But if you really want to think about it, let's entertain the idea that he would come here. I mean, he's getting there in age, brother. I mean, could he really? Do you think he's really got left?
If Austin FC made it to a U.S. Open Cup final with Ilya Sanchez at the midfield, I definitely think they could do something with Casemiro at the midfield,
so?
mate. And I'm not trying to call Ilya old or I don't know. No, I think he did great with Austin
How old
FC.
is Casemiro now?
Casemiro, it should be here. Isn't he like? I know he's in his 30s. That's obvious.
He's 33.
33. Oh yeah, it says right. The 33-year-old. Yeah.
Eek, come on, man.
The 33-year-old. That's young, brother. In MLS, that's young, dude. Young. Are you kidding me?
2 years?
Young, brother.
3 years?
I don't know. I mean, look, this is unlikely, like you said.
Yeah,
this is tough. It's unlikely.
It's tough.
But what I know, what everybody knows here is that Austin has what? 6.5 million at their disposal.
And a DP spot.
They have a DP spot open.
Yeah.
And Casemiro, maybe he's not even going to the World Cup. Is he going to the World Cup? Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. So he's one. Remember, I said earlier that if a DP is addressed this window, it's going to be a player that is probably not in the pool for the national team or their country's not even going to the World Cup. Casemiro could be one of those guys. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm looking at this with an optimistic view. It would be great if it happens. I don't care if it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Those are the names I wouldn't believe.
If this were to happen,
yeah,
Austin FC goes worldwide.
Oh,
You bet your behind Austin FC goes worldwide.
Yes.
100%.
Yep, I bet. Yeah. No, I mean for sure we'd get so many eyes from
you would
South
get
America, from Europe. I mean
Real Madrid. Real Madrid fans, Brazilian fans, Man United fans, Casemiro fans.
Those are mad.
They would flock to Austin FC social media. Austin FC could. This is the kind of player that gives you
bringing his homie Ramos. He's a free agent.
This is the kind of player that overnight brings your social media account from a couple 100,000 to the millions.
Maybe, yeah.
This is the kind of player
For sure.
Now, Primo, before we get out of here, mate, what are your thoughts on the Casemiro situation? If Bali was here, he'd be calling him Casemiro. He'd be on high wage.
He wouldn't want him.
Bali wouldn't want him.
He
wouldn't want him. But where's Primo at on this?
I mean, it's cool that's being brought up. But I think at the end of the day, it's kind of just like one person's opinion. I think this guy, came in and saw where he would most likely where he would fit in and where it makes the most sense, and that's probably Austin because of the whole everything that's going on right now. But there's not really too much weight behind it, like you mentioned. It would be cool. It would be nice. I'll be like how I was with Son. I'll be in that tunnel waiting. I'll be on where they're coming now with my Real Madrid shirt ready.
He'll probably sign it.
And he'll probably sign it. But
Son just walked by everybody.
But no, definitely if it were to happen, that would be crazy. Austin FC would be known worldwide at that point. Huge transfer, I think. I wouldn't completely write it off. There has been some good names coming in lately, and I think it's about time Austin FC gets a player like that.
Mega star.
Yeah. I think when you get a player like that, it kind of has to be the right timing. So,
now some comments here from social media. Danny Bance, he says, "Let's make it happen," and he tags Bali because I think they know the lore of Bali and Casemiro. Remember that whole saga.
Casemiro.
Gakko says, to live in New York or Austin, hard to decide. And on Twitter, somebody asked this as well. And I said, Times Square or the Domain? What are you picking? Domain, 100%. Domainsky. Domainsky, 100%. 100%. Quesadilla, shout out to Magic Quesadilla. He says, this would be so silly from us. Kevin Morris, he was the one that I mentioned. He says, Sports Illustrated was bought out by private equity years ago and has no actual reporters left. The name means nothing. And Ben Steiner, I said Ben Steiner can drop the 50 Cent gif. Why is it me for? But there's a mix of takes. There's a mix of takes.
That's funny.
People are saying that if this is actually true, Austin might as well get Casemiro.
Man, it's basically saying he's under that. Like, okay, if he were to go to MLS, these are the clubs that could probably go, and then we're one of them. So
Columbus, New York, and Austin.
So just take that with take that.
Biro is looking at this like, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Parabéns. I think that's right.
That's how you say it.
We need Alex here. We need Alex. But anyways, Casemiro to Austin. That's what the streets are saying. At least that's what Sports Illustrated is saying. And if it happens, wildly fantastic. We go worldwide.
Worldwide, brother.
Insane.
International.
International. We get a bunch of more responsibility.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, I don't really care. It is what it is. And just anything you want to add on to the European kind of, we kind of talked a lot, Austin. There's so much to cover this week for Austin FC. We should do like a Patreon pod midweek on just Europe to kind of catch up on everything going on because
it's getting hectic. It's the holiday games. It's right now. It's
we definitely need a Patreon pod on just European topics, 100%. But I mean, in the EPL, Villa's on a run.
Man, there's a 3-horse race. It's Arsenal, City, and Villa.
Yeah,
Villa
up the Villa.
Wow, what a run! Unai Emery's squad, bro.
Yeah. Definitely.
Could you imagine if somehow he takes Villa to this is just crazy talk, right? But what if he wins the league with Villa?
I mean,
Arsenal,
if Leicester did it, why can't a team like Villa under Unai Emery? Unai Emery's been in the league for a minute. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he was Arsenal's coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. I don't think it's that unlikely, especially this year. This year, so many teams are slipping up. Wow. Yes or no?
Yes.
This year is the one where it's kind of wide open, bro. So, dude, Chelsea's in 4th. They could win the league.
It's tight.
They could win the league. Yes or no? Could Chelsea win the league?
No.
You don't think so? No. You don't think Chelsea could get their things together and bunker down some good results and win the league if other teams keep slipping?
A little early. Not right now.
But there's a possibility.
It's
Do
tough.
you know that they're not going to win it?
No, I mean they're going to.
Okay, there it is. It's a possibility. They're in the top 4.
They're up there.
I think anybody in the top 4 can win the league.
Okay, that's how you're saying it's tight.
It's tight. It's 100%
and
tight.
Then you look at the bottom and it's historically low. Wolves still haven't won, bro. I went to SofaScore and I went to Wolves and I just went through their matches like, oh my, it's unbelievable.
I know it's tough.
They're gonna be the worst the worst team in Premier League history.
Could Austin FC beat them?
That's a great question, bro. No, there's no way they would destroy.
I think they would go at it 100%. They'll have a go. With everybody healthy in Austin, with the new team,
a good question.
with the new team that they're building, I think they'd go at it. Casemiro included.
Yeah, because Derby had 11 points. That's the ultimate. That's the worst of all time. 11 points. They have 2, mate.
They have 2. Oh, I mean that's just 4 wins and you're good. 4 wins.
Yeah, 4 wins. Look at their,
yeah.
Tell me when they're gonna get 4 wins, brother.
All right. In La Liga, nothing really much going on. Barcelona, they're doing their thing. Lamine Yamal got fouled really bad today, but it's all good.
Good.
Real Madrid, they win their game with controversy. Almeida sees a red card. He comes out and he's like, look, I'm a man and I say things straight. It's weird. It's weird that Real Madrid got 2 penalties back to back. He said it like that. Almeida. So we definitely need a Patreon pod to talk in depth about these European topics.
Yeah, it's just the thing is right now we got a lot of Austin FC going on.
Yeah, especially this episode. And we do apologize for just sticking to MLS and Austin FC this episode, but
it's just transfer talk.
Midweek we can commit to a European pod.
For sure.
It'd be good. But all right, guys, let's get out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the conversation today. Welcome Joseph Rosales. Welcome Jayden Nelson. Thank you Osman Bukari. And real quick before we get out of here, I do want to read Bukari's goodbye tweet. He said, I want to thank the technical team, the coaches, my teammates, the fans and supporters of Austin FC for their unflinching love and support and for all the beautiful memories we shared together. I'll always have you guys in mind, forever remain a family. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see you soon. Ciao.